Morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of QuakeCon. Like I said, I will not be able to do live coverage of day 3 tomorrow, but I will be able to at least cover it after. So, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to YouTube. Yeah. I always do those whenever there's like pop-ups and like notifications. Anyway, let me go to my stuff. Oh hey, Jacksepticeye is streaming. Nice. Oh wow. Got less than 30 minutes. Let me edit the title. Again, because apparently I keep forgetting to do this ahead of time. I slept 5 hours to see this. Yeah? Well, I slept 8. Take that, society. Alright, let me go ahead and do this. What will the next game be they talk about? First of all, it's what will the next game be that they talk about? So you forgot that. What? Evil Within 3. Fallout 76. Yeah, that's debatable. Alright. Let me go back to it then. Alright. Wait a minute, this is music from, I think it's the new Colossus, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know Mick Gordon made music for some of the newer Wolfenstein games. awesome Wolfenstein music. I almost said Rage. Yeah, this is Wolfenstein New Colossus. I just don't know what location this music plays in. Yeah, happy Saturday. Got to say that. Smithers. Almost said river. Alright. This place sure looks pretty, but I wish I knew. And no, I'm not one of those people who are like 5 seconds in, they're just like, okay, where's the hint? It's just, sometimes they put you in a location and it takes a long time to even find out where you're at. And then once you find it out, and you're just like, okay, well, is it here? No. It's somewhere. Also, I took a shower this morning. BBS, Pleasant Leashed. Oh, there's a church. I wonder if they went to that place, Dry Gulch. You can at least see the name of it. Laurel Hill. Not Yanni Hill. Laurel Hill. Fallout Chicago. You know what I want? So there was a game that was in development at some point called Fallout something. That's not the actual name, I just forgot the rest of the name. But it was going to take place in Texas, I think. Here I am thinking, why not just make a Fallout in Texas? They could just call it Fallout Lone Star or something like that. I know that sounds like a bit of a weird name, because Lone Star belongs in Texas. It's just a name. Lone Star State. That would be so cool. Sounds like me. I don't know what the song is, but it sounds cool. I don't even know if it is Texas. Alright, so we are 17 minutes away. No, 18. Because it was 17, it'd be 9:43. It is 9:42, so. I say kicking. It's just me, my 90s. Then again, I was born in the 90s, so what do I know? So in fact, I'm still rocky. All I ate for breakfast earlier was just milk and donuts, and I'm eating like it's I'm late on today. Although there was someone else watching. I think from now on, I'm gonna stop doing the Horror Plays Presents thing. before doing one of these because it just seems like, oh, we're the only person that could do that. No, other people can do live coverage too. It's not one of those exclusivity things. It's just me saying that I'm presenting that as something that I'm doing. But now that I look back on it, it seems more like, oh hey, this is just, we can do this, you can't do live coverage. Yes, you can. Hey Glitch. But all I'm saying is, from now on, I won't have First Place presents something live coverage for whatever I'm doing. Because it just feels like I'm acting like it's some kind of exclusive deal when it isn't. It's just me live coverage, providing live coverage to something like anyone else would. But yeah. What's that music? Should be, because it sounds all fantasy medieval-ish. Alt 220. Okay. Doesn't really give me a huge insight, but okay. Insight. Yeah. So right now I'm just playing some GeoGuessr to pass the time. When it gets to 10 a.m., not 10 p.m., otherwise it'd be dark outside and I would have my windows closed and my lights on. That's not the case at all. I was streaming at 10 p.m. last night, but that was because I was doing a GeoGuessr stream. Also, speaking of streaming, so tomorrow, alongside the QuakeCon reaction stream, I'm also going to be doing a Doom stream. It'll be late, but I'm going to be playing through Ultimate Doom. For those wondering, that's actually what the icon is. But I think I'll be doing GZ. Yeah, GZ Doom. I'm not saying I don't like Syndrome, it's just GZ Doom is more of a single player focused source port. And Syndrome is multiplayer focused. So if I ever get some buddies to tag along with me, I could do a Doom, multiplayer stream. But I am also planning on doing a Rex's Doom Wad Jam. So basically what it is a competition with 50 hand-selected, in this case not hand-selected, but mouse-selected, Doom Wads. So I posted this on Facebook, like, yesterday about it. But, if you'd like to try this out, what you need to do is just make a Doom Wad, if you have any knowledge of making them. And then, submit it to my email, which is bk432@gmail.com. With the subject, Rex's Doom Wad Jam, or Doom Wad for Rex, or something along those lines. So that way I'll know, hey, this is for the competition, okay. Oh yeah, it starts in 12 minutes. Listening to it. Right now I'm just playing GeoGuessr to pass the time. But, yeah. It's like all of a sudden they just start something without me even noticing, and I'm just like... But, yeah, so... a sign that said candy. So I have joined the Slayers Club. I don't regret it. I actually won something from the Slayers Club too. It was a super bonus lithograph on my name. Get it? Because it's actually my other desk. That used to be my computer desk. That's what it is. It took me a couple months to get it, but I'm excited nonetheless, because you guys know me and my love for Doom. That's one thing. But the envelope itself I'm also keeping, because this is badass. Because look at that, you got the Slayer right here. Turn it around and you see all the Night Sentinel, and then you turn it around again and you see more Night Sentinel. So what this is just, it's all one image, but they made it into an envelope. Just really, really cool. I didn't mean to go there. The one thing I hate about this thing was last night I was already having... Oh my god! Yeah. Oh my god, they're playing the song Everything Is Gonna Be Okay. I can't hear it well on my speakers because I have it turned down a little bit, but I can hear it just fine on my laptop. I'm probably going to speak over it. I'm not even faking that reaction, I literally meant that. Like, the fact that I get to hear one of my favorite songs from that game is really cool. Because, like, I listen to it a lot. My cousin likes it, because at one point he had PlayStation Now, and so he actually got to play Prey, and he thought it was pretty fun. It was actually his first horror game to actually play, but he liked it. And we got 8 minutes left, baby. A flock of birds that flew up. Not flew up, but they just flew overhead and it looked like a giant wing or something. I was like, I just got distracted by it. At least I didn't call them a loaf. At least I didn't call them a loaf of birds like I did last night. Of course, that was talking about a story. Not really a story, it actually did happen. Like, for those who don't remember, or don't know, or if you're new, what had happened was, last night I was doing my GeoGuessr episode 2 stream, and what had happened was, during the stream I started talking about funny things and experiences in my life. Well, not all of them were funny, some of them were just funny little stories, and then the rest of them were my experience in school. And one thing in particular, I think it was actually my first thing ever, was whenever I was with my papa after I'd just gotten home from daycare. And what had happened was I saw this big flock of birds flying above. And I was like, Papa, look at that big loaf of birds! And then my papa corrected me saying, Brandon, those aren't, that's not a loaf of birds, it's a flock of birds. It still cracks me up to this day. Just saying loaf of birds just cracks me the hell up. It's so hilarious. Oh, we have 6 minutes left. Alright. But yeah, I literally said, Papa, look, it's a loaf of birds! I don't think I said big in that sentence, but I just randomly said, Papa, look, it's a loaf of birds! It still cracks me up to this day, it's so funny. Just to randomly say that after seeing a giant flock of birds flying by. Because I didn't know what the word flock meant. Like, I've heard the word, but I thought the term was a big loaf of birds. I don't know who you are, but you're cool. Sadly, so few people are watching you. I know! Like, it's really sad, because, like, I appreciate you saying that I'm cool, because I may not seem like much, but it didn't start out very big either. I started off doing live streams through my PS4 because of its built-in live streaming function. And then eventually in 2018, I got a plastic table, which is actually right behind me. If you guys see some stuff on top of it, that's where it is. And that was because of the fact that last year I wanted to do E3 2018 for my first ever live coverage. And so I thought, you know, that sounds nice. Like, I've done live coverages before that, but not in the way that I was about to do it. I used this very webcam right here to point at my TV screen, funnily enough. And it actually worked out. It worked out, it was able to record the screen, show what's going on. And what was really cool is this very microphone that I'm using, that was the one I also used. Now please note, this was long before I had this PC. Long before I got to do live coverage like I'm doing now. This was whenever I wasn't very, you know, fortunate, I didn't have a job, all that stuff, but, like, please note, I started streaming back in 2016, and I had no plans of stopping, partially because of the fact that I just loved doing it, I was passionate about it, and I still am. So, the fact that you're saying that you don't know who I am, but I'm cool, and it's sad that so few people are watching me, those are truly very kind words, so I appreciate that, Lysander. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I'm not even faking these emotions. I honestly feel very happy that you said that. Because, you know, it's true. I don't really get very many audience members. And sure, I could try out Twitch, but I might try that at another point, maybe whenever I get larger. And, like, whenever I have, like, new things to do. But, yeah. Montgomery. Alabama? Let's see. Alright, so we have 2 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit this here. I said quit this, not do something else. But yeah, so... Oh, cool. That's on Twitch. Wastelanders got me mad hype. 2 minutes left. But yeah, so that's my little story about how this channel came to be as of now. From small, humble beginnings to where it is now. to equipment new and some old, except for the mouse and keyboard that came alongside the PC. Actually, I may go and get my box for my PC because it's actually on my dresser. Beat boy. That's it. Yeah, that is the PC I got. Yeah, it's a pretty build, but I mean, listen, I'm a beginner in PC gaming and I do plan on upgrading it. But I just need time and I need the money. I'm not begging for money, by the way. I have a job, but unfortunately, I haven't been paid because apparently they think pay cards are the way to go. And they aren't, because they need someone to have like a bill to show proof of residence instead of just like, oh hey, here's this. Like, seriously? You need a pay card for that kind of job? Yeah, so like the fact that I'm not even getting paid now because of that is just bullshit. Because it's like, hey, we know you've been working here a lot, but how about we have one day where you get an email saying that you have a direct deposit? Thank you very much. I'm not trying to sound like Elvis, by the way. I'm just saying that as a joke. Thank you. But this should be starting any second now. As soon as I say that. Oh, Fallout. Oh boy. Alright.
Hi.
Hi, QuakeCon!
Hello, QuakeCon.
Hello, Fallout.
Wow. Oh my god.
76.
I am Ann Lewis. I'm a content manager at Bethesda, and if you don't already know, this is the Fallout 76 panel. I just want to say, if we seem a little bit manic, it's because, like a lot of you, we are running on no sleep and an unholy amount of energy drinks. So,
though, it's good.
it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Joining me in hosting this panel is my very good friend.
I'm Jessica Finster, Senior Community Manager for all Bethesda Game Studios titles. We're excited to be here with members of Bethesda Game Studios. They will be joining us right about now. So I'm going to introduce them. So before we start with our questions, let's bring out Project Lead Jeff Gardner.
Close enough.
Co-Studio Director Mark Tardif.
Development Director Chris Meyer.
Okay. Who's next?
And Co-Studio Director Tom Mustaine.
Oh, I thought it was Todd Howard. Thank you. You saved us.
Welcome, guys.
The
We
Eternal
are
Lord Todd
so
Howard.
excited to be here with you.
Thanks.
And with all of QuakeCon, obviously, and our people watching on the stream. Before we really dig in,
Thank you for the
I want to
like.
talk about something that feels like it happened about 1 million years ago, and that is E3. We had some pretty big announces from you guys last month at E3, including Nuclear Winter, a brand new competitive mode for Fallout 76 that is currently in early beta. Let's roll the
Yeah, you
trailer
say
that we showed off at
competitive, I say
E3, and
Battle Royale.
feel free to sing along, because I know we've been doing that for months.
Nuclear winter. Like, I hope it's optional. I hope it's optional. Unless it's like, oh, you have to do this to do a certain mission, which is bullshit.
Your first
seriously.
test was making it to the vault. Now,
Glitch.
your real trial begins.
Only in Bethesda.
Currently, there is no overseer
Like,
of Vault 51.
just glitched out.
Perhaps you will be the one.
Also, it's called nuclear
We
winter. That's
are
not
in
winter,
serious
guys.
need
That's summer.
of leadership.
I should know. I live
So
in Texas,
I have
so it's hot as
devised
hell.
a unique process of elimination. A battle to the death is the only sure way to judge the superior candidate. This should prove interesting.
West Virginia. I just wanted to visit there. Not just because of Fallout, it's because it seems like a really nice place. Oh, thank you for the leg. That's so nice. There's a smile on my face.
There can only be one overseer. Good luck.
Oh, it's just claiming your spot as an overseer. Nice. What else?
That's
Oh,
such a fun trailer.
Such a great trailer.
Can I just say real quick,
If it's like
it's taken me 2
scorching
months to get that song out of my head, and this is the first time I've actually seen that trailer since E3. So big props to the guys backstage for getting me back into therapy.
And now it won't leave your head again for another year. Nuclear Winter is available to all Fallout 76 players right now, but for those who haven't played it yet, what exactly is Nuclear Winter?
Oh yeah, so folks who haven't played yet, Nuclear Winter is a battle royale inside the Fallout universe. So it's the first of its kind inside the Fallout genre.
By the way,
so what we have is you start inside Vault 51,
11,
which is an
I think.
experimental vault, and you start with 52 other players,
11.
which is pretty cool. There's actually a whole lot of story inside that vault to uncover.
Man.
And you can run around and
doing this
check out all
live
the cool
coverage
stuff we've
stuff.
hidden inside there.
Like the fact
and
that I'm
then
able
you
to
go out
do it
into
this
the
way now
wasteland
is
and you
really cool.
basically collect all your loot. You
Since I'm
start with
using
nothing.
it-
You have to
since
collect
I'm
all your
using
loot
OBS to
and
stream
try and
this,
survive. And so you're looking for
It makes
nuclear
it to where,
codes and trying to find good weapons.
I can make it a
meanwhile,
versatile,
avoiding AI that are out to get you
thing
and
to
other
work with,
players.
where it's like,
And you're on a team with
I
four
can
other,
make
three other
it
people.
run at 60
And
FPS.
it gets pretty
Like,
intense.
I'm
We've
looking
had
at my
some
laptop,
pretty
and it's
nuts
running at 60
things
FPS.
happen to us since we've been playing this.
Like
We've got a
at the
bunch of
very
stories
same
for that, but
resolution.
Yeah, it is a blast to
is
play.
awesome.
And haha, joke.
Do the nukes thing.
To the nukes.
Do it. No, do it.
No, the nukes. Nukes. I like nukes. Nukes are fun. I did one I played last week by myself. I was running around and I launched a nuke. In one of our streams, we tried to launch a nuke. We do streams pretty frequently, and we tried to launch a nuke. Missed everybody, but I did one the other day and got 7 people with the nuke. I'm like, I'm done. Uninstalling. It felt so good.
One of my favorite things about our streams is whenever I be playing and I don't see you on the stream, but I hear briefcase, briefcase, briefcase,
Yeah, briefcase.
like over and over again.
And actually, if you want a briefcase, in the booth over here, we have the nuke briefcases. You can actually pick them up, get a picture with them. So
You can't keep them though.
No,
collect it IRL.
we're not
Okay.
encouraging you to take the briefcase.
Don't take them.
Yeah.
Or try.
Challenge
should-
accepted.
You guys should definitely tune into those streams. At the office, my office shares a wall with Tom, and Tom volunteered to do these streams. And so I'm sitting there just trying to do work, and it's like the wall slamming, all I hear is screaming. I'm like, headphones on.
I get
Try
very
to
excited.
focus.
I make a lot of noises. So.
I heard you bite your keyboard.
I don't bite my keyboard. That's something else.
That's a rumor.
There's stories.
Initially, you mentioned E3. Initially, Nuclear Winter was added as a free trial week added during the free trial week for E3. But then you decided to keep it running. Why did you guys decide to do that?
Short answer, fear of you guys. Let me explain that. So, yeah, leading up to the show, we had been working on it for a while. We knew it was fun, just through the playtests that we were doing at work. We knew the game was a lot of fun, and we knew it was pretty solid and pretty stable. But we wanted to use the E3 week as kind of just a test, because like around the office we don't get enough
Another
people
wolf
to really
birds.
stress and really get the
Sounds
amount of
birds,
feedback
man.
that you guys can help provide to us. So we wanted to do a sneak peek for that week and just like take all the feedback in and then take it down, analyze everything, take our time, make it all like do everything we wanted to do, and then re-release it down the road a little ways. And so that's the plan we went into. And then like a couple days into E3, like I think it was the 4 of us, we
Swear I
were
got good sleep last
back
night.
in the interview booths, and we're all high-fiving because it was going so well and the
went to bed at
feedback was so
midnight
good. And
last
then
night,
I think it was like, I think
then I
Todd
woke up
Howard
this
and Pete
morning
Hines
at
walked
8.
in, and they're like,
Yeah.
you guys know you can't take that down, all right?
People are enjoying it so much. Can't
If,
take it down.
if you took that down, there'd be a riot. We're like, oh. So we had to change our plans. We're like, well, yeah, let's leave it up, and instead of taking it down and working on it, we'll just work on it as a live product and keep following what your guys' feedback is online.
I knew it was good when my wife texted me, "I'm the overseer, bitch."
That was a good moment.
So I will be the first to admit, and Jess might be the second, I am not the strongest Nuclear Winter player, and that's putting it gently. Do you have any advice for me and people like me?
So my general advice is shoot others and don't get shot. But that's the
Good advice.
That works for a lot of them.
I like shrubbery.
It's shrubbery.
That was
So
where I was failing.
that's one of my favorite parts about this. So Appalachia and
most
76
weapons in
is
video
really
games
dense.
since
Like there's trees, there's cover,
on,
there's
like,
lots and
simulator
lots of
shooters.
detail. And so when you really want to hide and try and not get caught, because I'll pop in and I'm like, oh, I'm fine, everything's fine, and boom, a bunch of people spawn around me. And I tend to like go in with a couple people, and there's always 4. And so I'll just sit there and chill and wait for people to, you hear all the fighting, and then you just go over and like, ooh, briefcase, take stuff out. So yeah, that actually works relatively well in the Battle Royale. It's kind of a hide and seek game, right? And then when we play with Jessica, for example, we basically say, okay, run that way, get their attention, and then we'll shoot them when they start shooting at you.
Yeah, I'm a decoy. It's
works.
kind of my MO for like first-person shooters that I'm not good at. Battle Royale, just run, and then everybody get in the other flank, and I'll die in 2 seconds, but it was worth it for the team.
Communication is key in this. You talk to the other people and say, go do that, and we'll do this and cover you. And we found some cool. So yeah, there's a lot of that, but it's fun to do.
Yeah.
So.
Are you looking at me?
You got others?
Oh man, yeah, you guys would be better off asking me for hair care advice. how to be good at Nuclear Winter. My best advice is to team up with people better than you. That's usually my key to success. Either that or learn how to blend into shrubbery.
Shrubbery.
I heard there's something going around the office where you're building a lot of outhouses.
Yeah, so you can build camps in Nuclear Winter as well. And you can bring blueprints over from 76. So if you build like a crazy camp in 76, you can make a blueprint from it and bring it in Nuclear Winter. And so we have, we have a couple people that are really good at hiding in outhouses. So they build a little forest of outhouses. So you're running around, you're feeling good, and you come in, suddenly there's like a 26 outhouses. You're like, this is a trap. There's definitely something bad going on in here. And you pop in there, and suddenly you're waiting for the door to open, and goes swoop. And it's like, there's somebody in there shooting you. And one of our testers, Cassidy, she loves doing that. And you walk, this is a Cassidy forest. I'm going this way now.
The first time that happened to me, someone jumped out naked with a shotgun.
Yeah.
So I was like,
there's going to be a piece of loot in there.
Kind of like a music festival.
kind of like a music festival. It's like a Western.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we get any sort of hint as to what's on the horizon for Nuclear Winter? What's next?
No.
No.
Nope, we're done. Hang on. Bye.
Yes. So the number one request that you guys have asked for is a change of location. So we have been working hard at doing just that. So very soon we'll be taking the battle to the town of Morgantown. And we'll be saying, what we wanted to do was find something completely different than Flatwoods, and Morgantown offers us that. It's a lot more urban. There's a lot more verticality to it, and so it'll be a whole new way for you guys to battle each other and a new map to master.
Yeah, the Morgantown area that we cover here has the highest point inside Appalachia, so it's the tallest spot on the map. You've got the Morgantown Airport, you've got Vault-Tec U, there's all kinds of great areas in there. And then as we've moved the area, the location of the storm has moved across Appalachia, we actually come across new monsters too. So we're gonna be running into the Grafton monster there, which might be showing here in a moment. But there's a huge area of water mass, there's a big lake in. So if you wanna spawn in the lake and get your rads, you'll mutate into something cool, which in Nuclear Winter, again, you get rad mutations, and they're actually always positive. We hide all the negative effects, so you can turn into something cool at the cost of your other side of your health. But yeah, it is a really fun location, much more urban sprawl, rooftops jumping around. We've been playing it right now, and people are really digging it, so it's coming very soon.
So there is a lot more coming for Nuclear Winter, but you guys definitely haven't forgotten about Adventure Mode. In fact, a little while ago, you announced that Vault Raids would be coming to the game. How will these, Yes, thank you. Somebody's very excited. How will these work, and when can players expect this content?
Want to take one, Chris?
Sure. So we are finalizing the first vault, which is Vault 94. It is a pretty expansive vault. We do think it will be very challenging. I myself have been challenged in the playtest many times trying to get to the end of it. I think some of the rewards are really cool that you're going to get out of it. Some that might actually help you hide a little better in the environment.
Yeah.
You should see one on the screenshots coming up here soon. When is it coming out? It should be in the next few weeks. I do believe we are hitting the finaling touches on it. Barring something really major unforeseen, we'll get it out soon.
And
Yeah, definitely August.
how many players are these vaults made for?
The vaults are designed for 4 players. You can solo, duo, triple them as you will if you're a masochist. They're super hard, so just a little more context there. When you go in, you get to choose one of 3 different difficulty levels. The first one, I believe, is called Novice, and you go in. It's still very difficult, don't get me wrong. It's probably a good way to get used to the vault and the puzzles and how to handle it. It's very puzzle-based. You have to figure out, the right blend and balance between taking down mobs and opening doors and doing different things. The second 2 levels add a time pressure. The rewards go up. There's internal time pressures minute to minute, but this is a meta time pressure, so you have to do the whole thing in a certain amount of time. And remember, we're inside the vault. It's a great place we're legendary spawn, so you're able to farm legendaries in there. You'll get mid rewards halfway through and at the end, so if you fail at the end, you're not totally unrewarded. Obviously, you also get all the loot you gather in there. And at the end, we're rewarding different pieces of armor, and we're going to put a new set piece armor in. You'll see it right there. It's the power armor with all the ferns on it. I call it the potted plant power armor. But it is super used for nuclear winter. It's a fun, exciting thing. And once you have the whole set, it gives you an additional bonus. So there's a new mechanic right into the game where we put set bonuses in the game, and you're going to be able to loot them out of the vault raids.
Yeah, you might be able to solo that content. There's no way I can.
People in work can. Somebody at work with a whole play test, they figured it out. It is hard.
I think my favorite personal part about vault raids is that anybody that's thinking about like storming Area 51, this is good practice, and then you get it out of your system and not do that. So you can
We
do
don't
vault
encourage
raids.
that.
Do not do that, please.
But if you find something, please let us know.
Virtual storming and collecting goodies. So.
So you
Please don't
mentioned that
storm
Vault
Area
94 is
51.
coming first.
Please.
Can we talk about any of the other vaults? Any differences in
assassinate
themes
thing
or
I've ever
challenges?
We are actively in development of a second vault.
Like,
I'll
I
be
get that
honest.
was a
It
joke.
will be, we don't know when it's going to come out exactly, but
Just-
it will be in the not too distant future. And if it depends on the community, right?
Seasonal
If you like
meat
these
we
and
can
you want us to build more, we'll keep building them. We love them internally, so we hope you do too.
We do want to space out the release enough to where we can gather some feedback about Vault 94 and then act on it with Vault 96.
Yes.
Great.
And of course, when we talk about big changes coming to adventure mode, we can't forget about Wastelanders, which was announced at E3 this year. Another.
Big.
So if you haven't seen it, or if you just want to watch it again because it's fun, let's take a watch at the teaser trailer we revealed at E3 this year.
It's been some time since Vault 76 opened its door. And we all discovered that Appalachia isn't quite what it used to be. We encountered a lot of things. Overcame a lot of things. I don't think any of us expected for people to actually come back.
Are you from that vault? Can you help us? We've traveled pretty far. Heard there's hope here in Appalachia. Folk rebuilding, fighting back. We'll fight too, right by your side. We've been everywhere and seen everything. And the one thing we've learned is this. You gotta claim the wasteland before it claims you. The question is, are you with us or them?
I love watching people get excited about dialogue trees.
I'm excited
do,
about
yeah.
dialogue.
So
trees.
excited.
I know a lot of players are as excited about Wastelanders as I am, and as Anne is, and as the whole team is. Jeff, what can you tell us about this new, completely free update?
It's got NPCs. No,
That's it.
Listen, I'm actually getting PTSD from being at the Shrine Theater and having to go on stage and talk about this.
You got to start it. That's right.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, anyways, Wastelanders is again, year one was the Vault 76 players coming out, establishing economies, which you've successfully done, sometimes to our chagrin. You've done, but basically reestablishing human presence in the wasteland. And now, I guess, despite the fact that nukes fly there every day, people want to come back. So we're getting, obviously Settlers and Raiders faction are coming back into the Wild Appalachia. There's going to be new settlements. They're going to fully infest the map. I just need to be clear. Like we're going to put new random encounters, points of interest. There's actually sub-factions, not just those two that will be involved here. There will obviously be dialogue with all those, a whole new quest line. We want to make sure this content's also sustainable. You just can't just do a main quest and be done with it. So you're going to be seeing this presence in the game going forward.
Now, this is content we're going to lean on, we think, for as long as the game is around, right? I think the number one requested feature after launch was, where are the NPCs? We want to see humans. So they're here. It took a while to write all that story. I can, having played some of the early play tests, it does dramatically change just the feel of the game. From the moment you walk out of the vault and you're interacting with NPCs to going to a tavern where there's an NPC bartender, I think it changes a lot for me. I do think we will be leaning into this, going forward with more story, even as people complete this.
That kind of leads us into the next question. I mean, this is such a huge change to the game. How do you predict that the overall player experience is going to evolve with Wastelanders?
I think a lot of it's going to be feel. I think the world is going to feel more alive. It's going to be more variety of encounters. It's going to be a more varied world. Not just with the story, with people finding the raiders, finding the settlers, but also all the random encounters, the hostile raiders that you run into, some of the minor factions that we're not going to talk about yet. Things like that are going to dramatically change the game. Yeah, I got the...
No, I'll talk about one. I'll go on the line. One of the minor factions is going to be Occultists of the Mothman. Yeah. So while there are minor factions...
It's going to be Jess.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be Jess. Remember that the raiders aren't just like, crazy cannibals. There's those kind of raiders, but the raiders in the settlement are more, they use extreme measures to protect themselves, right? The settlers, we try to dance within shades of gray, not just black and white. So the settlers have their own motivations as well. Some might be nefarious. You'll uncover those throughout the quest. And remember, as I'm sure as you folks all play games and I do, like there's a story I'm telling myself and the story the game's telling me. So this is the element of the game that we wanted to add back in, the story the game's telling me. And that's there with the Overseer quest line and other things within the game. But this is really like you interacting with these NPCs, their motivations, their hopes, their fears, and influencing them, right, through dialogue and your actions. So within the dialogue trees, you will be able to go through them and using your specials, you'll be able to influence how those dialogues play out. But depending on your actions, we are putting a reputation system in, so you'll be able to align yourselves with one faction or the other, or play the middleman and play both, maybe double cross against each other. You'll be able, in fairness, you're not going to ever be locked into one or the other. You will be able to, you won't be making permanent decisions. So we're just super excited. The more and more about Wastelanders we hear, we were starting to see all the little POIs and the tiny little stories that come from these. So you can come across two raiders trying to kill a Brahmin. Do you decide to help those raiders? Do you decide to save the Brahmin? Do you decide to help the raiders, save the Brahmin, then kill them all? It's all up to you. Have fun.
We already talked about how excited we are for the dialogue trees, but I think a lot of people are really curious with a game like this. How do the dialogue trees work compared to past titles? And also, how will they work with Fallout 76's perk card system?
So I think, as Jeff mentioned, the attributes you put in your specials will give you more choices or different choices on the dialogue trees. So a character with more perception might have some different options versus another character who's more spec for charisma or for strength even. So that's how we expect it to play. So it should be different depending upon how the special points are allocated across your character. And I can't remember your other question, so.
Well, remember.
Whoa, hey.
Sorry, Europe. Sorry, stream. No, so remember, like, it's not just, it's also based on your actions. So you'll have dialogue choices available to you whether or not your reputation within that faction is good or bad or neutral. So the combination of those, and also remember, this isn't the Fallout 4 dialogue system. This is more like Fallout 3, where you have a list of stuff.
All right.
I agree. So where you have a list of things, and you'll be able to, you're not just limited to those sort of generic options, nor do the designers have to force the dialogue options for things that made no sense. So, we're, like I said, and the combination of the reputation system, the new dialogue trees, I mean, this is going to be a full-fledged RPG. We're super excited. And again, this is just the beginning of that. These are the tools we're building to create all future content as well.
And with the introduction of NPCs and the factions and settlements, will we also see the return of companions?
Yeah, so, well, can we talk about it? So, one of our
Where is that coming from?
Oh, what's happening? There will be companions. We're still iterating exactly on the mechanics of how they're going to work, but there will be companions that you can bring back to your camp, and then they will take you on various quests, and you can do things with them that are very specialized.
The key point, they're definitely companions. The key point is that mainly they're going to stay in your camps. They're going to be in your camp. On very specific quests, they will definitely accompany you to help you or hinder you or surprise you with certain things on your way. But remember that you can definitely romance these companions and go up and down favor with them depending on, again, your actions within the game and where they're aligned.
I know Tumblr was very curious about the romance possibilities, so that's good.
Eyebrow wiggle.
That's Tom's quest feature.
Oh yeah, I like romancing things. In video games.
Can we talk about anything else that's going to be coming with the Wastelanders update, including some of the new weapons that we saw in the concept art that we shared, or some of the new enemies, like that creepy guy from the trailer or anything, or new locations like Crater, which we saw in the teaser?
I'm excited about can I even say what the guys walking around the power armor are?
It's you.
It's me. I can't move. I'm going to sit like this.
Yeah, just sit the whole time, yep.
So.
Here's actually some more concept art of weapons that we're doing. We're doing a whole new Gauss tree, like of weapons, spread of weapons. Yep. Yeah. That guy is the Wendigo Colossus, so he does have a name. And he's the creepiest thing I think we put in the game. We put some creepy shit in that game. More plasma weapons. These are floaters. They're from, if anyone remembers, the original games. They're from the original Fallouts. Yeah. More, sorry, I guess it's sort of weird. We're supposed to be talking over this, not reading from script. But this is, again, more Gauss weapons, more miniguns, the Colossus again. We're also putting, obviously you saw in the trailer, archery and bows. And while that might seem a step back from submachine guns and nukes you can shoot, we're going to put new perks behind that. And so you're going to be able to use that if you're a more stealthy character or a hunter. We're also going to allow you to maybe strap dynamite to arrows and shoot them, which I love because I grew up with Dukes of Hazzard. So yeah.
Go full Hawkeye. And I'm sure a lot of people are interested to know, do you have like a time frame or a window that we can share about when we can expect to play Wastelanders?
I won't.
Come by the office. Oh, just kidding.
People take this stuff very
I know.
We are shooting, like I said, for fall, we are targeting November, okay?
Can I just say how envious I am of all of you guys that you're going to be able to experience this thing as a completed product, fresh, this fall, because that's like one of the few negatives of being a developer of BGS is like you see it as it's being created, and you don't see like the final picture. And I think as a fan, being able to just experience it as this is it. That's awesome, and I wish I could do it.
Fallout 76 is constantly evolving and adapting to player feedback, which is, I mean, honestly, awesome, because it's meant a lot of changes.
We get a lot of feedback.
A lot of feedback.
We do. Good, bad.
What are some of the things that you guys will be focusing just in the months leading up to Wastelanders?
So one of the things will be, is my mic on? I can't hear myself.
Go,
there we go. One of the things we are looking at doing in the very, very near future is making some changes to the event system. A lot of this does come with player feedback, like we're going to make fast travel to events free. We are going to make the events that are active on the map very visible in the UI. We're doing things like making sure that if you participate in the event, you have a chance to get a reward, as well as making the rewards more predictable. So I think it's a lot of changes around events that the players will like. And it's based directly on feedback that we've collected with that.
Yeah, we realize events are one of the cornerstones of our game. Obviously, the community and the community systems, we're talking about Wastelanders and Nuclear Winter, but we are very big on continuing to support community-based events, and including this. And so you'll pull up your mini map, you'll be able to see how long the event's been going on, what the rewards are, fast travel there for free. We're also going to separate public events from regular events to better get people together playing those, make them a little harder, a little more rewarding, and more, like Chris said, more predictable.
Any upcoming quality of life improvements?
I've got one for so we're adding one to Nuclear Winter that people have requested quite a bit. It's we're calling it perk choosing. What it does is when you get a new perk card and it's a duplicate, we're giving you tickets you can redeem to basically purchase perks with those tickets you get for selecting your own perks. So right now perks are basically kind of randomized inside Nuclear Winter, but with perk choosing you get to craft your own deck based on the dupes you get. So that was a big request and that's going in relatively soon. So people can get to Frog Lake sooner or anything else that they want sooner. So that's one that we're putting in from a quality of life perspective on the Nuclear Winter side.
You can get frog legs.
Break your frog legs. Although we did nerf frog legs, people asked that too.
in my diet.
Yep. Diminishing returns.
Steak.
It's all good.
You know, also for Wastelanders, we have two more big ambitious goals that will land at or around the launch of Wastelanders. One is we're calling it internally, it's a sort of a pointy hat word, renormalization. We're basically looking at the balance as a whole and trying to make sure that it's not, any new players coming in don't see a big wave of level 300 players and feel like they can't have fun and compete in the game. So we're going to look at making that a little more, it's called normalized, where you take the highs and the lows and you sort of bring them together a little bit. Obviously, strong characters will still be strong and weak characters will still have things they struggle with, but we're going to try to bring that in a little, especially for events and things, so players can engage and come together and help each other and support, which this community loves to do. Secondly, we've talked about this as well, the legendary perk system. So I'll give you a couple, I'm probably spoiling some advanced questions, they're looking ahead on me. So the legendary perk system, like we're being sort of vague on this because it's still, it's still being developed. When you're in game design, you have to iterate on things and you put them in the game and you have to try things and see what works and what doesn't work. And before you guys get to try things and see what works and didn't work. So, people should have laughed at that. Anyways, so anyway, what we're trying to do is basically, after level 50, around every 50 levels, you guys are going to hold me to this, it's probably going to change. You're going to get, you're going to be able to choose a special that you become legendary in, and then within that special, you're going to have an array of perk cards you can choose from just for that slot that you're then able to level up as well. So, and if you're already level 300, you'll get several of these right off the bat. And so you'll be able to get, yeah, it's cool. You'll be able to get new perks, super powerful perks, frankly, and you'll be able to then slot them in and use them on your character. And even cooler, we're adding sort of a new game plus in. You'll be able to go back, when you start a new character, you'll be able to then use those perks on the new character as well. So you'll have a leg up in case you want to start a new character. Yeah.
Yep. Very cool.
Now it's set in stone.
That is design.
So yeah, we're super thrilled about both those changes. I think that, so you're getting, with again, Wastelanders, which is totally free, you're going to get all this as well.
Great. So in our remaining time, we do have a few community questions that we pulled from our forums last week. So we'll just dive right into those. You mentioned how important community feedback is. In reference to getting that feedback and reporting, where's the dev team looking, and what is the best place for players to submit feedback if they don't already know?
We look at a lot of different things. I cannot move. Okay.
Don't move at all. Be a robot.
We look at a lot of different places, but the two primary ones are our own forums and Reddit. Those are the places that not only our developers frequently go to look, but our community team really surfaces things from there to our live team daily. So we are getting daily reports on what's being talked about, what's trending, what's important to the community.
Yep.
So we take all that feedback, and then we, obviously the things that we can fix quickly, we try to do in a patch, and the things that we can't fix quickly, like add NPCs to the game, then that's more scheduled out long term.
Yeah, we really encourage all of you guys to be active in the various forums or on Reddit or whatever. And that's something we truly pay attention to. In fact, we even reached out to a handful of you earlier this year before Nuclear Winter went live, and brought you down here to Dallas to hang out with us and play Nuclear Winter in advance, just to kind of get a pulse of what you guys would think of the game before we went to E3 with it. And that's the kind of stuff that we continue to plan on doing going forward. So be active.
Yep.
I think another big question that we've seen is PTS.
I don't know what that means.
That falls into that list of things we can't do really quickly.
Chris, tell me what a PTS is for the audience.
Listen,
first.
we are
There you go.
public tester. We are actively engaging in several measures to make sure that the builds that are delivered to you are at the highest quality. So obviously that is one of them. There are others as well. It's just, again, we have to balance what we want to ship Wastelanders and all the stuff I just talked about too. So, but obviously we also want that to be as high of quality as possible. So we're actively engaging in making sure that these builds get to you either earlier through a PTS server or something else.
Can players expect any balance changes for weapons and armor coming down the line?
For Nuclear Winter, yes. It's something we've continued to do. I think every update we've done some level of balancing, either to perks or to weapons. We'll continue to do it. As something feels overpowerful, we'll adjust. If we see something not being used enough, we'll boost it. Yeah, we'll do it.
And as Jeff mentioned, for Wastelanders, we're looking at doing a pretty big balance pass on the entire game.
And we always look for high nails, things that are either are underpowered or overpowered. And we try not to. Our new philosophy is if we have to nerf anything, we try to also raise things as well. So we're giving you options but different play styles. I like asynchronous design, so I like different trade-offs, not just an end damage output, but so we always look for ways to make things have different advantages and clear decisions for you guys to make, guys and girls to make, as you play the game.
Are there any plans to increase the camp budget?
We are looking at ways to increase the camp budget. Yes, we recognize it. I mean, building is a very important part of the game, especially the Elder game. It's something that we see players who have played for a long time engage with very frequently. We see that both in direct community feedback and also in our own data on the back end. There is a trade-off to just increasing the entire budget. So we're looking at creative ways to give players more opportunities to build in different places in the world. Maybe, also with things like private servers and stuff like that, coming in the near future.
Do you have any news on private servers? Skipping ahead to that question down the list.
What was that?
Any news on private servers?
Oh, yes. They're coming sooner than you think. That's all I'll say.
Welcome.
Will there ever be server-wide event notifications?
Sorry, I could not understand it.
Server-wide event notifications.
Server.
Well, that's what we talked about with that.
Oh yeah.
We sort of covered that with the map changes we're going to do. So when you're looking for events, you'll see them clearly, and you can go there for free and know where they're at, and you'll make better decisions on what events you want to join and not join.
And I have one more question left. Fashnacht was fun. Are there any more events coming soon?
Yeah, we are working on some seasonal events. We're working on one for Halloween. We'll be working on some for early winter. And we love Fashnacht too, so we can't wait to bring it back as well.
And remember, next week is Meat Week. So if you haven't read about that online, the Super Meat Graham is going to be offering more seasonal-based events on collecting meats. So it'll be a ton of fun, and I'm sure the community will get a lot out of it. That should be coming in our next patch. Or sorry, 11 point. Next Thursday, 8/1 is our goal.
Before we close out the panel, we want to talk about something that is very important to us at Bethesda. This year, we have partnered with One Up on Cancer for an ongoing Nuclear Winter fundraising event that will run through the end of QuakeCon.
So go play. I think last time I checked in, they were just about to break $5,000. So let's see how much better we can do. We got another full day or so of you guys playing. So go check it out. Go talk to our team. Everybody that's manning that booth is one of the employees at BGS. So go talk to them. Go play. Go win some money.
The conditions in which we donate, I think you know the details.
I have those details. I'm going to make sure I read it to get it correct. Bethesda will donate $76 to One Up on Cancer, up to $10,000 if you come in the top 10 of a match.
Yep.
You guys can do that.
You guys, everybody here can definitely do that.
And of course, you can make your own charitable donations as well.
Yeah, to pop by the booth, it's a blast. You get into the top 10, and boom, we change the number on the board, do some math, and see how much we've raised. It feels really good, so definitely check it out.
And that brings us to the end of the panel. As you guys heard today, between Vault Raids and Nuclear Winter and Wastelanders, there is a lot on the horizon for Fallout 76, but we have to get the hell off the stage so the Doom can take over.
Yeah, you guys are waiting for Doom, right?
Thank you guys for
awesome.
joining us and answering our questions.
Yes.
And thank you guys
Thanks,
for
guys.
coming and watching, and you at home that couldn't join here.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you can check out our weekly Fallout streams every Wednesday as well, where Tom may or may not be joining me, but hopefully he does, because
Depends
it's
on how
always
much Mark can
entertaining.
handle me hitting walls. And yeah, I get really loud.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you so much,
Have a good one.
guys.
Oh, baby. Time for some Doom. I just wanted to panic for a second. My hand's just like, oh! Oh, cool. Just tossed my phone and it spun around and it's just like, it landed right side up. It's like, like pretend this is the bottom and this is the top. It was like, it landed like that. It's just like, it's like whoop. Hello. Oh, that's cool. So Bethesda just released a statement on Twitter saying, update on our new classic Doom releases. The Bethesda Net login requirement was intended for the Slayers Club to reward members for playing the classic Doom games. The login should be optional, and we're working on changing the requirement to optional now. We will update everyone when a fix is ready. That's good. that's good that they're doing that, because people really get pissed off, like, well, why do I have to log into my Bethesda Net account? Seriously. Well, now you know. It should have been optional. Ever had that habit of like having your leg going like it's happening to me and it's going on and it's like
set me up for a fun one. My wife's like, she's like, lol, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Also, join this. Please, if you plan on getting Doom Eternal, join the Slayers Club. As they've said, it's free, you can get really cool stuff, and you already get a skin for the Doom Slayer for just joining in, which is the Zombie Slayer. It's like a zombie version of the Doom Slayer. It's just a skin though, there's no added upgrades or anything like that, it's just purely cosmetic. Still neat though.
Yeah. Way out of my wheelhouse. Taking the bathroom.
There we go. Oh, there's the parties. That song, if you just heard that, that's a chainsaw. That's how Metal Doom is they use a fucking chainsaw for an instrument. It's like hello. demo. I don't care if it's battle mode or if it's campaign. Maybe if it's campaign, we get to see a new level or two. That'd be awesome. We got like 30 minutes or something. That's Cyber. Studio Crew wants to do a Gears of War film with Dave Bautista. Hopefully this will turn out to be a good game movie. And just take Pikachu. Because technically Pikachu was a video game first. Out. Damn. That is awesome. It's like splash ball. You guys probably didn't see it well, but basically there was this guy in a pool, and he like splashed the water up, and someone threw a beach ball thing at him, so it's like, and the water just like, it was just like, stop the ball. That is so cool. It's like, wood eternal. Morning wood. Morning wood.
Handheld 1, handheld 1, handheld 2, handheld 2.
I bumped my head into the bed. Right. It was just like.
One, two. Handheld 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mick Gordon is a genius! Seriously, composed music for the new Killer Instinct game. Newish, it's been around for a few years. One minute! 1 minute till liftoff! And I'm hungry. Shut up, stomach. We'll get food after. My stomach's just like, feed me, damn it! Also, I'm glad that they're putting in like the sound effect of the Doom guy getting hurt in the game, where it's like stuff like that, like ping grunts. Cause like some people are like, oh, I don't like that. I like it. Makes it feel more like old school, sort of. Cause like, remember those old school games? Whenever you got hurt, like your character would be like, dead.
How you guys doing?
Woo!
Welcome, QuakeCon. I'm Jason Levy,
hi,
Senior
guys.
Community Manager of Doom Eternal.
Hey, I'm Matt Grandstaff. I'm the Director of Community at Bethesda. We're going to jump right into Doom Eternal, so let's welcome our guests from id Software, Creative Director Hugo Martin, and Executive Producer Marty Stratton.
Yeah, baby!
Thank you.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Oh, they have a
We love
PC.
you.
So we want to just jump into the game, but Hugo's going to actually play the game, which is going to be awesome. But do you want to tell everybody what we're going to be seeing here? If you haven't been playing the demo downstairs, what are we doing? Where are we?
Prepare yourselves. I'm going to be playing on a controller.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Tried to get him to play with the mouse and
we
keyboard,
can't
like on
set
his
up a
lap.
desk. And we're going to be playing the demo that everybody's playing out there.
Yeah, if you haven't played it, this will be a good insight. And if you're watching, there are people watching, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
Hey, everyone watching online.
Everyone watching online. You get to see the creative director play the game. We're going to talk through it and give you some insights into why we do certain things and why the game is so damn fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's
And
Doom!
Stick
That's
around
why
to the
it's
end, of
fun.
course, as well, because the Slayers Club, a
Ripping
lot
and
of you
tearing
guys probably are
since
members of the Slayers Club, but
1993.
we've been taking your
For me,
questions
since
all week
97.
long.
Yeah.
So we're going to be grilling you guys with a couple cool questions
Even though
as
it's
well.
baby
but
then.
And
stick
we
around.
were talking about it
Yeah,
backstage.
that's
We really
nice.
want this to be kind of a live tutorial, get to share. Every project has what we call a design story, which is basically the story of the development of the game, the decisions that are made, and we'd like the opportunity to share some of that
Hey,
with
another
you
viewer.
and
Hey.
kind of educate you on and some of the thought behind some of the
This is it,
decisions we
baby.
made, some of the
This is
reasons
it.
why we're doing certain things.
It.
So this isn't going to necessarily be a watch this, I'm going to eviscerate the demons in like a speed run. I feel like I'm setting up excuses for myself. I don't play yet. There's a little bit of that in there. But yeah, no, it's a great opportunity for us, so we really appreciate you guys coming.
Cool.
It's also, it's also worth saying right before he jumps in, we're still in development. We're still a few months away from launch, and this is even, in a development timeline perspective, we really started working on this specific demo like back in April or so, leading up to E3, because we first took this to E3. So lots has changed since then. We'll even point out some of that stuff. We'll talk about how things have evolved even since this demo was created. It's very, very representative, but but we're still mid development. So
Cool.
Let's jump in.
It is. There it is.
they need to see it on the screens. There we go.
There we go. There's the game.
Everybody's impressed. So right here, again, we'll pull back the curtain for you. You are the player. You play as the Doom Slayer. Our goal is always to make you feel powerful because the character of the Slayer is powerful. That is our power fantasy. That's why you buy Doom. And there's nothing,
This is how everybody reacts when Hugo walks through the office.
Yeah. Certainly walking into a
Terrifying
room
force, but
and having this kind of effect on a group of people is definitely a power fantasy, and it makes the player feel strong. So while it's funny and awesome, it's definitely meant to make you feel strong. And that's why you buy the game is it's a power fantasy.
And he's taking the key card and he's taking the gun, but he's not being, forceful or attacking them or anything.
But he takes what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little bit of like walking into the DMV and doing this. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Walking into the
That's where
DMV
these
as a Doom
ideas come
Slayer.
from.
You want to talk about that
Where's
weapon
your
and all that
license,
we're seeing
sir?
here?
It's the BFG 10,000.
Yes.
Because 9,000 wasn't enough.
No.
It's over 9,000.
Nice.
Yeah, so actually, it's worth saying this demo, all of this takes place in one level of the game, and we're jumping through like that level. Every time we go through a portal, that's actually kind of jumping you ahead in the story, or jumping you ahead in the experience. But this level is massive. I mean, you see here we're on a Phobos moon base, and you're fighting under the BFG, and then you end up much further in the level here in a second. It's a really epic experience. The levels are much larger than what they were in Doom 2016.
Okay, that looks awesome.
Really kind of pulls you in, and even each level almost has a 3-act structure to it in a lot of cases, and you get these really awesome visual set pieces that are very different even over the course of a single level.
I think it's fair to say we're internally right that in the first 2 levels of Doom Eternal, you probably see more stuff and do more things than you do in the entirety of the last game. You know, in terms of those set pieces that he talked about.
And it never stops, honestly. Like the last 3 levels of the game.
All right, so now
we fixed it. Yeah, what are you doing here?
So I play on an inverted controller.
Wow.
Man, look at that. Okay.
That's more support than I expected.
Where are my GoldenEye people? Because that's how GoldenEye came when it was set up. Right.
There were some good GoldenEye jokes last night in the.
You guys just helped me out. So everybody at the office heard that because
He gets more shit at the office for his inverted sticks than anything.
So visually, we love the plasma because it's got this sweet pop. But there's a utility to using the plasma that if you come up against anybody with a shield, you can actually pop their shield and it creates an explosion. So it's kind of a tactical decision of when to use the plasma. Right now I'm using it just to show it off against the AI, but certainly I would save it in the game for shield guys. And in this demo, we didn't really have that pop in there quite yet. So it definitely destroys the shields really fast, but in the shipping game, it's actually going to create an explosion. So you're going to feel really smart for using it, which is pretty much our goal with everything, is we want you to feel like you're in control and making good decisions, or at least asking you to make good decisions.
What's up with the 1-up? What's up with the 1-up? Yeah. How long have you been waiting for that one? You handcrafted. I mean, the 1-ups are just a really fun thing to search for in the game. And they work very much like old arcade 1-ups. Clearly, you know, we have checkpoints, and when you die, you load at a checkpoint. But when you die with a 1-up, you can see it up there in the top left of the screen. That keeps track of how many 1-ups you have, and if you die with a 1-up, it automatically takes one of those away, and lets you kind of have a little invulnerable period to kind of get your bearings again, and you keep fighting without having to load a checkpoint. So when you get into those really tough arenas, man, you're really happy to have a few, 2 or 3 1-ups up in the corner.
But you earn those. That's the coolest part. It's not a gimme from the game. We're not giving you a get out of jail free card, for nothing. You search for the secrets, and your reward is you get to continue into the fight without having to reload a checkpoint. So it feels really satisfying. It also enables us as designers to really challenge you, like to ask a lot of you. We want to make Doom a game that's worth your time to master. I don't think anybody wants to buy for $60 a game that's just a cakewalk. And it's
make your way through. I mean, some of the 1-ups are pretty hard to get to.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
They're in
some of them are easy, some of them are harder.
Yep.
Anybody could make a hard game. It's easy to make a hard game. Just do like hit scan enemies that shoot you in the head and spawn behind you. We wanted to make a game that was like a combat puzzle. So the solution is to be aggressive, and you see that when you play the demo. So it's more of like something that's worth your time to master, to increase engagement levels for you guys, so you feel really engaged. You're thinking. It's not just hard for the sake of hard.
That actually goes into, as Hugo plays this, and you kind of saw it with the plasma, how important the feedback is. We talked a lot about it last year at QuakeCon with the destructible demons, and it looks amazing. I mean, when you get things like that where the guy just blows apart, but it all ties together with that design story of engaging you and making you feel smart, having you make decisions. In Doom, you make them really fast. It's like a game of speed chess. So the feedback really needs to be precise and amazing, and you need to really understand what you're doing. Right there, Hugo's going for the weak spot. You kind of heard that ping, and that's shooting the turret off the top of the Arachnotron. A lot of the demons have those. Mancubus has one too.
So I have in the lower left-hand corner, I have a blood punch charged, and the blood punch is like a super melee shot. So I could pepper him up with shots, burn him. So what's really fun is, first I want to disable that guy's guns. And every heavy, or near every heavy, has a weak point of some kind that you can exploit. And you really want to do that because they're designed...
you're going to die.
They're designed to, tuned in such a way that you really have to take out their weak points. Because if you don't take out the Arachnotron's gun, you're going to have a really hard time.
Right there where I said, you're going to die. It's a perfect example. His health was low. His best move there was to stay and fight that Mancubus. Because he knew if he glory killed that Mancubus or killed him, he was going to get health. That's kind of that, you have to be aggressive. You have to be aggressively managing your resources.
Whoa.
Glory kills in this case and kills give you health.
Right,
so
shot back.
he was down. He was really low. But so was the Mancubus, and you got that feedback because he was just shredded. Like almost all of his skin had been blown off. And hey, I'm gonna finish this fight, and I'm gonna get health. And you saw it there. He went from 30 to 90 just for killing the Mancubus.
And similar, so you'll use the flame belch as well to get armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you kind of have to know, is this the time to use the chainsaw because you need to get more ammo, or playing that game. Yep.
What you also saw there, and what we're most proud of, is with the AI. I was trying to, I'm trying to talk, and I was trying to rush in to deliver the blood punch, but he has kind of this area of denial attack where he shoots the ground with his cannons, which pushes the player away, does a significant amount of damage. So basically, we think of him like an Abrams tank, and you can't just run up to an Abrams tank. It wouldn't be an easy thing to do. So it's the AI, keeping you in check and making you play the game, thinking a little bit more about the decisions you make. You can't just run up to our tank and shoot it with a double-barrel shotgun point blank. He has a response to that, which will steer you into other weapons, like long-range weapons, like the Gauss or the rocket launcher. That's why we have that in there. We don't want a point-blank double-barrel shotgun to be the answer to everything.
Cool.
Now, if you're a double-barrel shotgun, nut like pretty much everybody is, you can hit him with a strong shot from the Gauss or the rocket launcher, and you'll notice he does a falter, which is not quite a stagger. It's just an enemy reaction. That's you've created an opening. Then you could meat hook to him and deliver that double-barrel shotgun blast. But the game will not allow you to just walk up to him, take your time, and shoot him. Which is what I was trying to do, which is why I almost died. And we love that stuff. I mean, it's a thinking man's action game. That's really, oh geez.
That's cool.
You fought poorly.
I like this that kill you.
I get applause for inversion. I get applause for playing bad. I like this.
You actually, you saw there.
That's it right there.
We do. We have a lot of our spaces are much bigger. There's areas like this where you can fall off the world. We're not trying to overly punish the player. That's how the game operates right there. You fall off the world, and it just quick spawns you right back up to the top. No load time there. It didn't take one of his extra lives, so it keeps you honest, but doesn't piss you off too much.
But it's allowed you to also go to new places. I mean, the level design has completely changed, where you're not just kind of going.
Absolutely.
We can ask more of the player because of the quick spawn. So our traversals and our traversal puzzles would get real annoying real fast if it was a load checkpoint every time you died. So it's just a quick spawn right back to the ledge. So this guy spawning these shields is one of my favorite AI.
Carcass.
He's the Carcass. So basically what he does is he spawns shields to protect other AI from you glory killing them, and he'll spawn them right in front of your face when you're targeting them, or you're heading in for a chainsaw or something. And when I use, so this gun's more powerful than it was in the last game by a lot, but it moves slower, and it does a lot more self-damage. So, and it has less ammo. And none of this stuff is new. This is basically what was in Doom 1. We always look to Doom 1 for our inspiration. So if I run around with this rocket launcher and this guy's around, I do that and basically really hurt myself. So he makes you kind of reconsider, all right, maybe I shouldn't be using the rocket launcher. Let me switch to one of these. And he kind of just makes you think. That's everything.
Oh, you missed that's the funniest glory kill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My God.
Every
to kiss you.
every AI is meant to make you think. So again, he'll make you reconsider using that rocket launcher, but then he spawns the shield, which you can disable with your plasma. So there's a lot of speed chess kind of decisions that are going on. The more you play the game, the more you understand the metas, the stronger you feel, because you can just start to really wreck the AI. But we're not just going to hand you that power fantasy without you earning it. I mean, you gotta learn all those metas and the counters and what each AI does. All right, so let's pop this guy's shield. It's much better in the game right now when you pop it.
Oh, I think that was the shotgun guy.
That was with the plasma, right?
Yes, the plasma will disable all enemy shields. So you guys saw the Doom Hunter in yesterday's demo, and he actually has a shield that covers the top half of his body. So part of the mini game with him is disabling that shield to allow you to deliver damage to him.
There's actually, we kind of balanced this for, as we made this for E3 and knew that we were going to be bringing it to QuakeCon. You're basically making a demo for people who are kind of starting, like they've never played this game before. Usually you get to take them on a long journey of learning, but we didn't want to start people at the beginning of the game because you don't have a lot of stuff. So that's a perfect example of what the carcass pain in the ass. So we balance this. You'll notice, there's some resources in the world, but really most of what you're doing is managing your resources through glory kills, through chainsawing enemies to get the ammo and getting armor through flame belch. And I'll tell you, it's awesome when you actually have the game in your hands and you're checking, even way more so than Doom 2016. You really think about that stuff, and when you see, you'll see how colorful and obvious the pickups are. You see the blue health files; they're very reminiscent of the original games, but even the health packs. And it's because the resources are more scarce in the environment.
Roll combat.
I think
they just like kills. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, you've really doubled down.
One after the other.
We put a lot of thought into this. They just
combo breaker.
Yeah, just let me break things in half.
So it's the same as last time. Glory kills are contextual. Whatever limb or direction you look at, wherever you put your crosshair, you get a different glory kill, which I love because again, once you get better and better at the game, you feel like you're choreographing your own martial arts film. Yes. So I was kind of saving him. So we have the Cacodemon and every...
Our animation team is like so happy right now because this is like such a...
They are the nicest group of...
It's really true. You wouldn't believe it, what they come up with, like when you know them.
These are church-going good people.
But they found a way to take that Doomblade and really shove it into every
brainstorming discussions are hilarious. So many times I'm like, we got to get a camera in this meeting. Like, the stuff we're talking about is ridiculous. But so all heavies have a weak point, and for him it's his mouth. So if you could get a rocket or a grenade or a sticky bomb in his mouth, you'll instantly stagger him. Oh, I missed. Come here, guy. Oh, that was baloney right there.
No, he did.
There you go. So he'll go. Yeah. He'll go. Whoop, and again, like, these aren't just for show. Like, we put this stuff in here and we're gonna make you their tune, so you kind of have to do this because the Cacodemon this time around is really hard. So by landing what we call a skill shot on him, you can shortcut the AI and basically increase your chances of success considerably. So you got to learn all the weak points. Every time you meet an AI, we'll put an entry into the codex. The codex this time will function a little bit more like a bestiary, where we'll put gaming tips with each AI entry, so you could read up on what their weak points are and what gun maybe works better against them, like with the case of the plasma rifle and the shield guys. So it's cool. It's a thinking man's action game in speed chess. All right, let's do another cool one. We could do a better one.
The Hell Knight's tough too. You kind of...
All right, let me hurt him. This is endlessly fun.
Well, what's cool, and I mean, you're seeing Hugo do it. He obviously, you know, very, very good at the game and knows it well. But you got this sense in 2016 a little bit, but it's true even more so in Doom Eternal. You feel like your own fight choreographer while you're playing. Once you learn the demons and there's so many glory kills to do, you really can have fun making your fights not only fun but look just spectacular.
So I
shotgun.
The blood punch. The feedback on the blood punch is amazing. So, like everything in Doom, you know, it's all about gameplay and first. It's not about. It has to look cool, but it has to have serve a purpose in the game. So, hold on. The blood punch will, with the rune, can provide you with health. So it's another way to get health when you do a blood punch. And eventually you can expand the damage that you do with a blood punch to do kind of a blast radius that'll kill everything around you. So if you equip the rune that gives you health on a blood punch and you have invested in it and it's super powered, you could basically this time around you want to farm the zombies. So we're going to give you packs of zombies, and if you're smart, you'll burn a group of them, like, you know, and then blood punch them, and you could basically stack the resources that you're getting from each AI. So, you know, because they're on fire, I'm getting ammo, and because I hit them with the blood punch, I'm now gaining health. And again, it's kind of this a thinking man's action game.
And of course, there's always secrets and other paths to get to different things.
That was a secret.
Yep.
Every time you see a green crack, that's kind of like a main path, and then you'll see those kind of heavy, dark, black cracks in everything from walls to vents, and those are secret paths.
Even that's just immensely satisfying when you punch through those. It's like, tuck this, and you just go through it.
You basically, like, we thought about it a lot. It's like in Dead Space, you know, his name is Isaac, right? The guy in Dead Space? Yeah, you know, he fixes things. He's an engineer, right? That was what was cool about that. I love that game. But in Doom, when we started, it was just like, he just breaks things. You know, he's like this pissed off 14-year-old. And
pissed off 14-year-old.
Who can relate?
That's the Doom guy.
Yeah, just like,
pissed off 14-year-old.
So most of our puzzles, like we have punch blocks, for example, which have giant punch symbols on them. And we have green cracks, which means, so if there's a punch symbol, it means you can move it. If there's a green crack on something, you could break it. And if there's a kind of this crosshair, that's a shootable, it's an activator, it'll activate something. Really simple kind of binary, we call like 8-bit puzzles, you know, but they're smart. I mean, the way that we combine them throughout the game, they build and build and build, and while the number of things you could do with them is limited, the way that we implement them is really pretty clever.
And all just to add variety to the gameplay. Even these the tentacles add, you know, something that honestly one of the criticisms of Doom 2016 was, you know, you kind of got to a point where it was a little bit monotonous, a little bit repetitive, and the puzzles that Hugo's talking about, you know, things like tentacles, surprises, slime. There's a lot of things in the game this time around that'll really, again, challenge you, engage you, just change up the gameplay enough from moment to moment that you don't feel like you're just going arena, hallway. Certainly the arenas and the hallways are just as fun, but
now in those hallways, again, you'll be farming for resources, because the whole hook to the game is take what you need from the enemies. So in a typical hallway, we know you just left an arena. In the shipping game, we might fill this with zombies, and you've got plenty of things to do. Do I want to extract health from them? I'll use the blood punch. Do I want to burn them? Maybe chainsaw a few, maybe glory kill a few. It's like you're always thinking about what you need to do next. And he mentioned the sludge. Like, for example, we've got a material in the world that if you walk through it, some of the surfaces are hazardous, some of them slow you down and don't allow you to dash. And then we introduce tentacles into those situations, start combining things in ways that make for some really interesting moments in the game. I think some of the most compelling moments in the game are actually outside of the arenas. We worked really hard on that. I mean, we heard your guys' feedback. Oh, this is the Doom guy acting like a 14-year-old again. He's like,
get out of here, big Paul.
You just trust
what he does, I mean, again, he's we talked about this in a no clip in a Giant Bomb interview. You know, on one side, as a hero, on one side we've got like a John McClane diehard guy, right, Bruce Willis, which there's a lot of humanity there.
And he's fine.
Of course, right?
Bring it.
Also, it's letting you know that, listen, man, we're making a comic book video game. You know, like, this is not to be taken seriously.
No.
We have a ridiculous premise, but with sincere execution. So on one side we have John McClane, and he's like a diehard hero, shows a lot of humanity. On the other side we have like the Terminator or Michael Myers, who show very little humanity, but when they do, it's really compelling. And those two characters, Michael Myers and the Terminator, what makes them so entertaining is they're uncompromising, and they take the shortest path to everything. It's something that we would all aspire to do, right? Just walk in, take what we need, and walk out. And that's why it's like a power fantasy watching the Terminator when Edward Furlong tells him, hold on, I have the key card pass, and he's going to go through this whole process of hacking into this thing, and the Terminator just walks through the wall. That's what makes him so entertaining. That is Doom Guy. I mean, I think Doom Guy is closer to Michael Myers and the Terminator in that he takes the shortest path to everything. He's uncompromising. And it's that great line in Braveheart where uncompromising people are easy to admire. So, and that is true of the Doomslayer. So him getting in that ball and launching himself across, he's not doing it. He just wants to get there, and his brain is like, that's going to be fast if I use the cannon.
This whole level is built around that premise.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't shown all of it, but there's some other moments that are right along those lines.
People, it's a little bit of fun too. It's like, you could take this quest or go talk to this NPC, and the Doom Guy's like, how about I just take the key card off that nerdy scientist's chest?
Whoa! Holy
crap! The explodable barrels throughout the history of Doom were not big enough, so
added some space. Yeah.
Yeah. So put them. Yes, exactly.
So these little things, and I didn't do this right. That dash, that's another moment. Those things right there, they make you think. Like, when do you want to hit that jump pad? It'll make you have to think about it. Everything is.
And you can time your double jumps with your dashes to really extend them. So if you see something that looks pretty far, you can take a chance and actually.
Yep.
That one M's
so I want to wait till that thing is done, but since it's not going to be done, I'll take the wall climb, steal the thing, get out of here before it goes off again. So I'll tell you.
We haven't even said it. Like, if you haven't played the demo or haven't watched kind of our past presentations, dash is like, you have basically a double dash. You can see it in the kind of bottom left there above the armor. Recharge is pretty fast when you're on the ground. Game changer. I mean, like, it's very difficult to go back and play Doom 2016 after you've played Doom Eternal. As much as we love that game, we always complain, like, what in the hell were we thinking with the crouch? Dash is replaced.
You crashed once in a tunnel. It was awesome.
And then when you're on a wall, you actually have to trigger it with a button, correct?
Or you can dash in.
You could dash into it. Yep. Oh, that headshot was awesome. Those are our pressure units, and they put a lot of pressure on you. Let me tell you, the Hell Knights are no joke. And what, again, I love is that they get in your face so much that they'll really make you consider whether or not you want to keep running around with that rocket launcher like it's a shotgun, because it's going to get you killed.
Honestly, this is a great example right here. In Doom 2016, this would have been a hallway, But with everything we've done, from wanting the worlds to be bigger, and the amount of engagement in going from arena to arena that we wanted to add the diversity. This is the kind of gameplay that you get. A little bit of puzzle solving, some awesome traversal using your dash, and these are things that you don't just use dash. I mean, dash is a combat tool, but obviously incorporated into into the level design part of the game as well. It's been a big focus for the team, that level design component.
We're super proud of our auto map. It's synced with the demonic corruption meter in the upper right-hand corner. Now, this is a demo, so it's even better now. It's more synced. But we're going to let you know, like, that symbol right there, that red, the two swords, that is a combat encounter. Every time you complete a combat encounter, you will work your way towards unlocking combat points, which is what the pips on the demonic corruption meter represent. Each one of those is a combat point. You use those to invest in your mods to increase the power of your weapons, which, as we said, the AI are tuned for you to exploit their weak points. You have to do skill shots, so you're really going to want to invest in your mods this time. Some of the encounters are secret encounters. They'll be represented by colored gore nests, And then some of them are what we call Slayer gates, which I'll be coming up on in a minute. So you're kind of like the Exterminator, and you got to get rid of all the demons to get all the points. And we have some optional encounters in there marked by gore nests. So if you don't really, it will reward you again for exploring with these little mini encounters that if you win, you'll earn additional combat points.
And look at all those secrets. Who wouldn't want to find those secrets?
There are tons and tons of secrets in this game. And the lore, in particular, that's another thing that if you really want to know more about the world and what's going on, then read the lore pages that you could pick up throughout the level. So I tried. That would have been so cool if I would have do that.
You would have been legendary.
And I'm running out of
and what's
ammo.
great about some of these platforms, like this is actually a pretty small area to you know,
yeah, to have a fight like that, yeah.
So really got to be smart. You might not want to bust out the rocket launcher.
So I am going to farm. Oh, that feels so good.
Glorious.
It hits like this weird part of your brain that just feels awesome. Like stuff like that, I don't know.
There's no purpose for that whatsoever.
No, but it has to be done.
You gotta blow shit up though. It's a good example of a one-up that's a little hard. Like just you gotta have a slight bit of skill there using your dash and mobility to grab that one up.
And it's something to master. Again, like I don't think you're gonna any traversal mechanic or quite frankly anything in any game that I could master within a couple of minutes is really not that good. So, you know, dashing into walls and wall climbs is challenging in the beginning. So you see how my weapon wheel let me know by the color that I was out of resources, so it lets me know immediately that I have to chainsaw. So at first, wall climbing and dashing into walls and monkey bars and things like that will be challenging. And then as you keep playing, you get better and better at it, and it gets easier and easier, and you feel like you've accomplished something. And then you're able to do more in the game, unlock more secrets. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
The weapon wheel, that's a perfect example. Like, so I'm good to go. So why is the weapon wheel colored? Why do we have so much color? It's not. It's a functional decision, not an aesthetic one. Each of these is colored to the coordinated with the ammo that you pick up in the world. So when I get purple stuff coming at it, guys, I know that I'm getting plasma energy ammo. This is rockets, so it's color coordinated with the pickups in the world. So you read it immediately, as Marty said.
And they share that ammo.
Yeah, you're in a race car, dude. Doom moves 200 miles an hour. If we are not big and bold with our messaging, you are going to die as a result, and you will think we are bad game designers. So when it's red and I go to the weapon wheel, it lets me know immediately, just like in a car. We actually discussed that, like the speedometer on a car is designed in such a way so you could read it super, super fast. And when shit's red on your speedometer, like on your dashboard, you know that's a bad thing. Or flashing, it's even worse. So as soon as you go to the weapon wheel and it's red, you know, hey, I'm out of ammo, and you also know what you do have ammo for way faster than you did in Doom 2016. We're putting a lot of pressure on you to manage your resources aggressively. The AI's coming at you hard. You got to take out the skill shots. We got to tell you this stuff really fast.
And we're taking a pretty heavy hand with it, but you know, we've actually seen a lot of comments online about people, you know, kind of displeased with the colors of the UI or how bold it is. You know, we're as Hugo pointed out, we're giving you all the information exactly how we think you need it, but there's going to be a lot of customization in the UI as well. You'll be able to adjust the color, the opacity, even turn on and off some of the elements to your liking. So this is all, again, very much in development. It's even been iterated on quite a bit since this, as far as what the default will be. But have no fear, you'll have lots of options for just in the options menu to customize your HUD.
And as you said, that's even so. This is old for us, many months old, right? I mean.
Which part? 4 months.
So
the HUD.
The HUD. If you saw some of the footage recently, you see that it's we're in development, so it's a little bit more subdued, a little bit more polished, and as Marty said.
But not a wholesale change by any stretch. I mean, the fundamental design principle there is you need the information, and if you've played the game, actually, it's interesting to talk to people who have played the game And then you talk about, like, nobody who plays the game talks about the HUD because it gives you the information that you need as loud as you need it.
Yeah, even on the floor, just asking people what they thought. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's incredibly helpful. Like you feel like
You
when
have
you're in
to
these
have it.
arenas, like you would miss every opportunity to
No, you wouldn't get into a Ferrari and say,
turn off your lights.
Yeah, you know the information
Or the tachometer. I mean, like,
yeah, you wouldn't look at the tachometer and be like, it's the orange is just. But again, we're iterating. We'll give you the controls, just like we did last time, to make adjustments to it.
And again, that extends to everything. I was talking about it earlier. How bright the pickups are, how bright that health pack is. When you go into an arena right now, it's amazing when you're playing the game, particularly on some of the more challenging arenas as you get deeper into the thing. You pick out those things as soon as you get into the arena. You like, okay, there's a health pack over there. There's 3 rockets over there. Hugo talked about it yesterday in the panel, how those things have changed. And you don't just mindlessly pick them up anymore. You're really thinking through that process. It's super engaging because you're like, okay, I'm okay on rockets. I want to leave those there. I see that health pack. I know right where it is. When I get in trouble, I'm gonna scoot around there and pick that up. It really is like I would say as a fundamental rule, everything is more meaningful in Doom Eternal, and you really think about things.
That was our goal. We wanted everything to count more for you, the player. So that way the whole game has more meaning. So that is a Slayer Gate key. And
that's in a secret.
And that's the 2 pips on the top of the demonic corruption meter relate to the Slayer Gate. And this is the Slayer Gate, some dimensional rift from another world, oh my goodness. And there's a giant thing in there that is not functioning, and if I hit R, I'll break the game. So we will move on.
But spoilers, they'll get to experience it.
But it's dope, and that will unlock like a super challenging arena that you can go back to if you need to, because you're probably going to get your butt kicked if you haven't invested in your mods, and you're going to get. Oh, I can't.
It's actually turned off for the demo.
Yes, it doesn't work.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Man,
you coward. You teased it too much.
I know.
With the hut, with the gun and stuff, the position of the gun? I don't think that's on here right now. Definitely not. But we'll
do that.
Yeah. That delay of me saying that was waiting for you to say, because I don't want to get in trouble, Marty. You're gonna be like, can't be announcing that stuff.
What's fun is some of those. Again, it just makes you think. Some of those tentacle holes, they're dormant. So you kind of walk through and you're never quite sure. Just it's fun. It actually.
Not all of them have tentacles.
You're not just racing down the hallway. You're really thinking your way through. And they're just like demons. Like if you. It's pretty great if you come across one of those and you're low on ammo. You can chainsaw them just like a demon and get resources or burn them.
So I saw that there was a question mark up there earlier, and then you got to look for the black cracks. They're pretty subtle, and they will lead me to more secrets. And then I will burn and grenade and get the feedback of all that green shit coming into me. It is awesome.
We got some awesome secret items, collectibles, like just a whole revamped system for all of that. We know how much you guys love the little Doom Guy collectibles, and I think you'll really, really, really like kind of what we're doing from that perspective this time around.
We marked secrets. Well, this is just another example of Doom Guy. He's being efficient. This is the Terminator walking through the wall. He's uncompromising. He's just, how do I get to the core of Mars as fast as possible? Everybody's
so
always
he takes an escape pod to the core of Mars.
Everybody's always trying to keep up with the Slayer, which is cool.
Like, what the fuck? I do like my own little master pancake thing of Doom.
I think we'll probably tint the visor a little bit more so his face is slightly more... We've always seen the Doom guy's face from the original game, so certainly we enjoy the fact that our hero is someone who does have a face.
And just to remind you, this is the same level, like, and only 3 little parts of it. So, like, this level's big. You have gone from a base on Phobos to the BFG 10,000 to space, and now to the core of Mars that is like hell. So you're in for some pretty epic experiences.
Yeah. So in places like these in the game, these are kind of the moments where we test to see have you mastered the experience? Do you know the Doom dance? You know, how good are you at Doom with your chainsawing and your burning and your weapon switching and your weak points and your skill shots? And so arenas like this, you're gonna die a lot, and we don't mind killing you. That's how we teach the player. And every time you die in a well-balanced game, every time you die, you know why you died and you think you could do better. In a poorly balanced game, you feel like it's the game that screwed you and there was nothing else you could do. So whenever you die in Doom, there's probably something you did wrong and you'll feel it, and that'll encourage you to go back and try again and do better. That's true of single player and definitely true in battle mode. And so that's where the 1-ups help out a lot too, because we know we're gonna kill you.
You was 5, so
yes,
you're good.
Just played before.
Yeah.
See that? I'm out of ammo. I ain't playing good. So give me that stuff. And the Baron's a pressure unit, and while in a one-on-one situation, the Baron might not be too challenging because you're faster than him, what he does is he creates openings for other demons to take advantage of you looking the other way while you're focused on the Baron.
That is the greatest. I mean, the super shotgun with the meat hook mod. If you played, you probably got it. And when you really get good with it, it is a life-changing experience, honestly, because it's so. You know, I talk about the fight choreography type thing. I mean, to be able to sling yourself off of a demon, sometimes you just use it to get up close and get in close for a kill. Sometimes you can use it if you pull yourself and right before you get to the demon, you hit jump and then use your double dash. You can actually sling yourself off of a demon to get up to a higher elevation or to swing around him. You actually saw it yesterday in some of the Doom Hunter videos. He would pull himself to the Doom Hunter, flip over the Doom Hunter, and then get around behind him. You can do that really, really effectively with the pinkies. You know, you have to shoot them in the butt to kill them.
Almost got that 1-up doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can really do some fun stuff. It's hard. Yeah, it's a little harder off the.
Well, no, I was going to try to actually get the 1-up because he said that, and I'm definitely trying to look cool right now, and I'm not doing a good job.
Oh.
So this guy, super pressure unit, he's like super Hell Knight. That guy's gonna kill you a bunch. And I'm using the rocket launcher like an idiot. And that's what we want. We don't want you spamming the rocket launcher. We want you to respect the rocket launcher, you know? Powerful weapon.
That needs to be a t-shirt. Respect the rocket launcher.
Got it.
Yeah. But, because if I'm just running around like this and, you know, using it like it's a machine gun, I mean, that's not a very well-balanced weapon. The machine gun has its place too. This scope is so awesome for skill shots. I mean, you could just like, man, when you get good at the game, like right now at the office, you know, because we've got some more balancing stuff going on, tuning with the weapons. I mean, you could just like headshot dudes, like kind of a quick scope situation. It just feels awesome. And taking out the Arachnotron's gun mid-fight, you know, just feels amazing.
Yeah, it's important. They're actually really fast. They
they're crazy.
Dash around and.
I mean, if you didn't. They're tuned to force you to want to take out their weak points. And if you don't, you're gonna get killed. So the Prowler, that was a really great example. I literally took my hand off the joystick.
There's a 1-up right there. So
Yeah.
if he died, you come, I mean, you just stay in the action, screen goes gray. You're in a moment of invulnerability to kind of find your footing, and you're right back in the action.
So everything about the game is to, we don't want you to stop moving. Got to keep moving. There's kind of a Tony Hawk Pro Skater vibe that's going on. It feels
Tony
awesome.
Hawk Pro Skater.
That game was awesome. And we're talking GoldenEye. We're talking Tony. We're talking about some good games.
Yeah, no kidding.
And if I stand still, let's see how long this takes. Okay, that didn't take long at all. So there you go. Like,
Case in point.
Don't stop moving. And the Prowler, really, really proud of every AI is a chess piece, and it's got weaknesses and it's got strengths. The Prowler can teleport to wherever you are. So for the player who's like, I got an idea, I just bought Doom, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang out in this little cave and like, you know, just game the AI or like hide. The Prowler will teleport, I'm gonna die, will teleport right to your location and rip you to shreds, because his teleporter usually spawns like right behind the player. So his job, every AI has a job to get the player to play the game correctly, and his job is to prevent you from sitting still, and he does it extremely well. So he is certainly an AI that you want to prioritize on the battlefield. Boy, these one-ups work out real nice, because I don't have to do a checkpoint. So the Gauss mod is very effective against flying demons. It will usually one-shot them, and I am out of shotgun. So we're gonna chainsaw this guy because I've had enough of him. So I got to do this one glory kill to him that's insane. I want to see if I can do it. All right, come on. All right, dude, you're killing me right now.
Oh my god. You
need to get behind.
It's actually interesting. You see if you played 2016, you know the Hell Knight.
All right, watch this. Sit still and die. Thank you.
The Hell Knight and the guy with the orange blades, the Dread Knight.
I'm trying to. It's this one where you Steven Seagal him. You like break his arm and stick his bone in his head. It's awesome.
The enemies are really tuned to force you to use the dash. So you know when the Hell Knight's attacking, the Dread Knight's attacking, those jumps that they do, it's incredibly rewarding and honestly necessary to be able to dash out of the way, turn around, and right as they're landing, you kind of land a good double barrel super shotgun shot, or if you get far enough away, a rocket launcher.
See that skill shot? That was awesome.
That was awesome.
It makes it easier to get behind enemies like the pinky too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll charge right at you.
All right, come on. I want to do your thing. We're gonna finish him off.
Oh, hello, Mancubus.
See his area of denial, dude. You cannot get close to the Mancubus. It's one of my favorite things. You know, last game you could pretty much run up to a lot of guys and just kind of double barrel them in the face, and which was cool. I mean, we love Doom Eternal, but Doom 2016. But like, I love that some of the AI, again, the Carcass will make you think about how you're using the rocket launcher. The Mancubus will make you reconsider your attacks with a double barrel. So the key to him, you gotta take out his guns because he's like insane with these things. Nice. All of the projectiles in the game, everything is tuned, both in battle mode and in single player, to the speed of the player. So this basically broke the game. So we put this in dash, right? And then all of a sudden with the chess pieces tuned to the speed.
So casually.
The chess pieces tuned to the speed of the player at 2016. Once we added dash, we saw like, holy cow, the game, no one can touch me, which is fun for about 10 minutes, and then you just get bored because you're not challenged or pushed at all. So, the race car got faster. The race track had to get a little bit more complicated. So we tuned all the AI behaviors, attacks, the speed of their projectiles, the speed of their melee strikes to account for your ability to get in and get out really fast. So everybody's real aggressive. So if you ain't dashing tactically to get in, get out, if you think you're just going to walk up to somebody and go bang, like you're getting wrecked. So, you got to come in, get out of the way, dodge there. The Carcass has got a gnarly melee swipe. It's awesome.
Look at that environment.
Yeah, I should stop and look at this. Hold on.
You should probably kill the guy who's bugging out over there.
Yes, let's zoom in on a buggy AI. All right, I am going to get this arm kill on this guy. See what he does? He's tough. All right. Sorry. And the Har is a great fodder weapon for glory kills. You know, glory killing always guarantees you more health than a normal kill. So you're going to want to use that tactically. Man, you know, having a hard time getting that. That was not the kill I wanted. Not the one I wanted. One last one. Yay.
You guys
Yeah,
have a
look at
favorite
it.
of the new glory kills? I mean,
What's that?
Do you have a favorite of the new glory kills?
Well, the one I'm trying to do that I can't do.
Mist is awesome.
I wasn't trying to rub salt in the wound.
You've
but-
seen it in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, he breaks his arm and then shoves his arm bone.
That looks crazy.
Through a. Yeah.
And look, we're at the core of Mars. That's
Yeah,
like
you
a whole-
started way up there.
So
like
we
on-
went
on
from
Phobos.
the moon to outer space and then to the core. But what created this giant hole in Mars, Marty?
You'll find out.
That's what I want.
You did.
Spoiler.
The Doomslayer does.
Because there was a big giant gun.
Uncompromising.
There was a big giant BFG, and then there's this hole.
And he was.
People always ask what that was shooting at.
Yes.
We don't know, I guess.
And where's this going? Yes.
You'll have to find out in November.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Well, I know we don't have a ton of time, but there are a ton of questions. You mind if we rattle off a few?
We
Just rapid
can
fire?
do lightning round.
Okay, let's do it. You ready?
Yes.
We have nowhere to go.
So, first of all, we get this question all the time. Obviously, if you watch the trailers, you hear the music, and the music's a big part of Doom. So, Doom Eternal, Mick Gordon's back, right? We're going to have great sounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a question from, I should say, Most in Game. So shout out to you. From Screddy. Sorry if I'm like butchering these Slayer Club
Screedy.
names. Screedy.
Sure, take it.
Do you want to talk about how much time has passed between sort of the ending of 2016 and Eternal, or is that?
A little bit, you know, enough for the shit to hit the fan on Earth, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely it's a continuation of that story. And as you can see, Earth has fallen on hard times. So it's a little ways after Doom 2016.
Cool. You want to take one?
Yeah, this is Ben Zaka. Is heaven with us or against us?
I think the proper question is, are you with or against heaven?
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
It's gonna be good.
Obviously, we can see his biceps now, so everyone wants to know, how does he get his strength, the Doom Slayer?
I don't
That's
know.
a question from,
I mean,
is this working real?
He's ripping and tearing demons apart all the time.
That's
so-
his workout?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know that. It's funny, we had a discussion about that. Does he lift? I'm like, I don't. He's not like a bro,
Right.
you know? I don't think he drinks protein. So, yeah, I think if anything, it's more. What do they call the exercise where it's more like body weight and not so much with weights? Yeah, something like that. Calisthenics using the limbs of demons or something.
You do. Should we talk about Tom? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe.
I guess you'll learn a lot about him.
Yeah, you will learn. You'll learn more about him than.
We'll actually answer that question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You'll see kind of like where he hangs out. Again, if you care.
Yeah.
You'll see how he spends his free time, and you'll learn a lot about him through the game if you look for it and pay attention. It's pretty cool.
The Doom Eternal trailer. Who's narrating that trailer?
Yeah, the
What
story
character?
trailer. We got a lot of questions about that. You know, it wasn't clear. Some people thought it was Samuel or this or that.
All right, that's
but-
a good Easter egg.
Yeah.
That is the voice from the beginning of Doom 2016. The voice that says, "They are rage, brutal, relentless, without mercy, but you will be worse." That's him. And he plays a part in the Doom universe.
Okay.
This question was asked, and I know you touched on it a little bit, but in terms of the collectibles that you'll find, this is from DB Mall 27. Anything you want to hint about just more collectibles in the game?
Yeah, I mean, there's more. Yeah, there's more collectibles. There are more types of collectibles, and I mean, I think this is super cool. So I'm gonna say it. We basically, instead of just Doom guy dolls, we've got all of the demons. So
Yeah.
they're freaking unbelievable.
Little toy versions.
Little toy versions of all of every character in the game.
That are like the greatest thing ever.
It is.
They are so cool.
You're gonna love it,
Yeah.
and you're gonna want to not only collect them all in the game, you're gonna want to buy them all. Like I already want them.
Yeah.
I keep sending them to the merchandising guy, Gary.
We're just like you guys. When we see the final model, we're like, take my money.
Yes,
now.
exactly.
Like where can I buy this?
You got room for one more?
Yeah. Let's do it. Do you have one? Or
No, you got
it. This is a question we saw a few times based on the trailer from E3. The new Cyber Demon, is that still a Cyber Demon? That's from Mr. Narwhal's Worth.
Cyber demons are like a class of demons, so they could be, because I think the Doom 3 Cyber Demon obviously is a Cyber Demon. The Doom 2016 one's a Cyber Demon. The Doom from 1993 and Doom 64 is like each Doom game has a Cyber Demon, and so it's just a class of Cyber Demon, and this is the latest iteration on almost like a species, So this is the latest Cyber Demon, yes.
He's actually called the Tyrant in this game.
Inspired by the classic design.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Oh yeah.
As is everything,
Yeah, a lot of the designs, the Mancubus, has that Doom 2 look, so very cool.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Everything
It's
we do
awesome.
is really, really tapping into those original games.
Sweet.
That's how good they were.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much. Obviously, thank you all for coming out today.
Thank you.
Big round of applause to Hugo and Marty for coming out.
Yep. Yeah, Doom Eternal comes out November 22nd. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Alright. So I think that'll do it. Doom guy for Smash Bros. But yeah, with that being said, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys I don't know, sometime for something. I don't know. Anyway, see you guys later.